Where's the rest of his body?
It's there, inside the house. I know, I forgot the head. I wanted the head.
Did you bring anything with you?
Yeah, it's in the van. Put it on his neck. I already know I'm going to choke him. And I did.
I opened the towel, I picked up the towel and dropped it because I don't know what the f*** it did, man.
Look great, there's a bucket with his hole in it.
This is the moment the police realise there's a head in a bucket at the crime scene. But little did they know the entire case would only get more and more horrifying. On February 23rd, 2023, police visited an apartment of a suspected killer who was named Taylor Shabiznes. This is where they would find out that this woman was a mad woman, but not only just that, but also a complete psychopath.
Hey, is this blood? Does this look like blood to you? Or am I just tripping?
Could possibly be blood.
Hey, who did that? Hi, Taylor, how's it going? Officer Russell with the Green Bay Police Department. Taylor, you have one more for your arrest. Put your FBI back with it. You got it.
The police are currently searching Taylor's home on a warrant and just happened to discover bloody footprints next to her car and literal blood on her hands. Yes, on her hands. But upon searching the apartment, they found the very thing that they were called for and to search for. A human head in a bucket was discovered by the mother of Taylor. The police of course wasted no time to get her in handcuffs and get her into custody, where one of the most chilling interrogations would happen.
I hate this fucking outfit.
Well, a few hours ago, police were dispatched to an address on Stony Brook that parents house Shad Tyrion. Do you know Shad? I know how you know Shad.
He's my ex.
He's your ex-boyfriend?
Yeah.
Well, they found a kind of disturbing stuff at the house there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of blood. Basically Shad's head.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
I mean, it's quite obvious how stone cold Taylor's been, and the fact that she's not showing any signs of emotion about anything that the officer was saying, which of course included the goriest of details of the case, and somehow only managed to mutter "that's messed up" in regards to a severed head. Psychopaths often like to talk about their crimes as it gives them a sense of accomplishment and self-gratification, but we haven't even begun to see how insane this woman is.
Where's the rest of his body?
It's there, inside the house.
It is in the house?
It's inside the house.
Okay. Can you tell me what happened?
It's a good question, because I blacked out during that time.
Were you two being intimate, having sex?
It was getting there.
Just getting there. Okay. So will this be considered foreplay?
Yeah. Yeah.
You guys done something like this in the past?
Not like that.
Do you use manual strangulation during sex at all?
A manual strangulation? Yes.
As you can see, Taylor claimed that she and her boyfriend, who was named Shad, were being intimate that night, and she used a dog chain to choke him. This wasn't something unusual for the couple. They have done this many times, but every time that they used it, apart from the last time that they did, it would always end with Shad breathing at the end and Taylor letting go of the chains. But this evening, she didn't let go, and she didn't stop choking until he was literally dead. She also mentions that she's been smoking meth that night, something that could have definitely contributed to the horrifying events that unfolded.
Where's your body?
The body's there.
So we're gonna take the head somewhere?
I like that.
You liked it? So you dismembered the body too?
Yeah.
Well, what did you do with the body parts?
They're in the house.
Somewhere?
They're like, yeah.
Basement, upstairs, downstairs?
Absolutely in the basement. I was gonna bring them. And then, I know I forgot the head. I wanted the head.
Did you bring anything with you?
Yeah, it's in the van.
What?
It's in the van.
It turned out not only did she choke out and behead her boyfriend, but also she dismembered multiple parts of his body and hidden them throughout the apartment. Just thinking about that alone is downright horrifying, but exactly how is another story entirely.
How did you dismember his body then?
Knives.
With what?
Knives.
Knives? More than one knife?
before.
Where'd you get those from?
Kitchen.
You weren't sharp?
No. It was alright. Bread knife works good.
Bread knife?
A bread knife works good, yeah.
Really?
I use what I use, so like, yeah. I got lazy last night, so.
When Chad was finally deceased, Taylor would saw each limb with a blunt bread knife and tossed each individual piece of his body into a black bag. The police would later find that black bag in the basement. But somehow the most shocking part about this whole situation was how casually she was talking about this situation, as if what she has done wasn't a bad thing and she doesn't see anything wrong that what she had done. This is a common trait in psychotic murderers, as they often take pride in their work and they also enjoy the attention that it brings. If we use an example, for example, Ted Bundy, the most infamous serial killer of all time, he was constantly delighted to speak to the press about his murders, likely the same reason that Taylor is laughing about what she did. This is also what we call narcissism. Taylor is saying that this was an accident, but the joy she's gaining out of explaining every detail. To the detective, it may imply that, yes, she might have not done it on purpose, but she certainly had no issue of doing this to her own partner. And for the next 5 minutes, Taylor would go on to describe how she cuddled with the dismembered body of Shad and how she used specific parts of his body, specifically his genitalia. We're going back to the interview where she continues to bluntly describe the chilling events that night.
Do you do anything particular with the head or the body? What would you do with the blood? What happened to all the blood?
It's still in there, still in the tote. There's a shower in the basement. You go in the next side over and I just dumped it out after the rain. There's probably still blood there.
What are you doing?
Yeah. I drained his head. Well, like, after I swept his blood, I put it in the bucket, but there's still blood in this bucket because it's coming out of the head. Should have took the brains and all, but I didn't. And then I
So you cleaned his head in the shower and then dumped the bucket?
Yeah.
Oh.
As you can tell, she's not only comfortable about talking about how she dismembered her current or ex-boyfriend, but it also seems that she was fine with draining and washing his head and even possibly removing his brain. Now, it's unclear why she felt the need to do this. As of right now, nothing's really adding up. At this point, she has already discarded and hidden the rest of the body of Shad, so if she was attempting to hide the body, then she would want to dispose the head of Shad as well. And the fact that she hasn't, which means there's something deeper that's going on. And of course, just like you and me, the detectives are desperately trying to figure out what is it.
So when he put the chain on his neck, he thought that you guys were going to have kinky sex. Do you think that's what Chad was thinking, maybe?
Yeah.
What were you thinking?
I was gonna do the same thing. You know, I was going in, and I did. And I went in. But then he was like, choke me. But he didn't really say it, so I'm like, he put it on his neck. I already know I'm gonna choke him. And I did.
But before the chain went around his neck, were you and Chad like kissing or any foreplay or anything?
No, we were chilling at home.
You just chilling. So all of a sudden the chain went around his neck?
Yeah.
How come? I'm just trying to get it.
He likes it.
Alright.
And I was gonna walk him like a dog.
You know, and he wanted that?
I have no idea. What I was gonna do it anyway.
Okay. And you claim it was his idea?
No, it was his idea. It was all him.
Right, so you're on the bed, the chain goes around his neck and you start choking him. And you just realized that he was gonna die or what?
I'm just like, shit. I think I went a little too far because I was blacking out while I was doing it, right? And then like, fuck. And then like, I look at him, I'm like, shit, he's already purple. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I don't know if he's fucking, is he good? Is he good? But then like when I woke up, like, you know, during the blackout moment, I'm like, shit. I didn't mean for all this to happen. And I'm like, I fucked up. I know I fucked up. And I'm like, shit. Yeah, I'm sorry. That's what happened.
Finally, after some time, this is the closest that Taylor had come to remorse in the entire interrogation, but it's so heavily undermined by everything else that she had said, so it feels impossible to believe that this remorse is genuine. The most obvious reason why all of a sudden she's feeling all this remorse is because she knows that if she shows some remorse, then she'll get a lighter sentence, or at least it could just help her defense out in any way possible. But in fact, throughout the entire interrogation, it had seemed as though she had been attempting to do do this very thing. Taylor's story is that as soon as she and Chad got home, almost immediately she grabbed the chains and began to choke him. Then she suddenly blacked out and then saw he was deceased in front of her. And despite not wanting him to be dead, she doesn't call the ambulance, and instead of trying to, save his life, or at least do something that might help, she instead dismembered him, played with his body, and then laughed about it with the police, which of course to anyone including me and you doesn't sound like an innocent person, and of course the detectives don't think that either. This case was brought to trial almost immediately, and Taylor, instead of trying to act normal, would instead showcase to the entire courtroom just how insane she really is. Just take a look at her demeanor as Chad's best friend is testifying in front of the court.
When I got there, we were just chilling, chopping it up, like how we always do. And basically, I was like, Taylor was asking like, do you wanna hang out with Shad? She was asking me like for consent to hang out with Shad, to bring him over, and I was like, yeah, that's fine.
This absolutely downright unremorseful behaviour continued for the entire trial so far, as she smiled, smirked and laughed away through the trial. But it seems that this didn't give the jury a good impression, as she painfully found out when the verdict was announced.
Okay. The first verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant, Taylor Denise Shabiznis, guilty of first-degree intentional homicide as charged in count 1 of the information. Dated this date, July 26th, 2023, signed by the foreperson.
Taylor would be convicted for first-degree murder, mutilating a corpse and SA, and right now she's currently serving life in prison. So that'll be it for today's video. Comment down below if you like these true crime documentary style videos, and I would also love to know your thoughts on this case. But with all that being said, thank you for watching, and yeah, goodbye.